coming to you live from my garden on a fine summer evening. Everything's beautiful. Check out my flowers. They're gorgeous. Just so nice. Oh, I love them. All right. I wanted to start a new segment or a new playlist on my channel called Things I Found in a Box, because like most crafting people, I have a plethora of things that have been sitting around, forgotten about, or ignored. And now's the time of year where I'm doing a lot of cleaning and sorting through all of my stuff. I'm finding things that I forgot I had on the go once upon a time. And we're going to delve into it and look at what I have in this box. I found it in my sewing room, and look at that. We've got some fabulous Dodie dolls that are, I think these ones are finished. I think they might be. They're very 1920s style. Here, I'm gonna pull a couple of them out and hold them up to the camera. Hang on. All right, there you see it. Ah, she looks amazing. Look at her. She looks a little less than impressed though. And Miss Mischievous. Oh, giving you the criminal side eye. Ooh. Okay. So I have a bunch of those. What else do we have in here? Ooh. Oh, I made these years and years ago. So what this is this is acrylic on muslin, and then I've taken an embroidered running stitch and just outlined a bunch of the painted flowers, and it looks great. I just kind of made it, and I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do here, but I think I might use it as the trim on a sideless surcoat, because I've got two of them and I might have enough to do that. I've also got a plan for a doll I wanted to make. I have the pieces. Oh no, I thought I had the pieces in another box, but look, I have the pieces right here. There's a leg. Oh, look at that leg. That's awesome. And a head. The body needs to be stuffed though. Yeah, it's just stuff that needs to be completed. And you can see that I also have the plethora of dolls in here. Okay, so my aim in looking at this is to finish at least one of these projects. Here we are back in the workroom, and I have a bunch of things here. So I pulled all the pieces out, and you can see that I have two legs, a torso that needs to be stuffed, a head, and one arm. Look at this arm. Cute, right? So I looked through all of my stuff, and I don't have any more of this fabric, and I don't think I can get any more. So I selected out a bunch of potential fabrics that I might use to build a second arm. It's not going to look the same as the other one, obviously, but that is okay. This one I'm auditioning as a possible outfit choice for her when we're done here. And I have a lime green yellow selected as an accent to this color green for the palette. What I think I'm going to do is actually go with this fabric here, because it is the nearest, I think, to the general feel of this one. It's not the same color, but that's okay. She's gonna have one wonky arm. I thought I was gonna have to create another arm piece, but I found a bunch of pattern pieces from dolls parts that I've made over the years, and I found the actual pattern pieces for this. I didn't use the arm piece because it's not really the shape that I want, as you can see. So what I did find this, which I believe is, if not the original arm piece, close enough. They won't be exactly the same arm, but it'll still be fun, and I can use this piece to construct the new arm. All right, let's go. What I'm going to do here is cut out the arm on the bias so that the fabric folds around the corners easier. This was also done in Renaissance times before spandex, so that hose would work if it wasn't knitted. I'm using tiny dowel pins so the pins won't interfere with the sewing part of this when it's time for that. Welcome to my sewing station. I've got the threads set up and I am setting the stitch length to 1.5 because the stitches are really small. Right here, I'm starting at the mark indicating where the opening end should be, and we're just gonna go from here. When I was sewing this, the pattern piece moved a little bit, so I made a new line here and right up here. When I cut it out, it should all come out well. All right, that's a seam blowout right there. So I'm gonna need to stitch that up real quick with hand stitching before I can continue. So the blowout is fixed, you can see that there. It looks a little bit ragged. However, the design that I'm using, the wrists will be covered because I'm gonna have like little ribbons with a little bit of lace poking out so that that won't even be noticeable, which is great. Here are the finished arms. I love them so much. I have the brick stitch and peyote stitch going on here, and the nails have been painted a bright apple green. These are so cute. I'll show you the laces that I have to choose from. I have this box of pre-gathered ruffles and things, and some of them are really fantastic. Look at that. Oh, sparkly. That's a look for sure. I think I'm actually going to make the main part of her outfit out of this. And this, I stamped a bunch of lace and then made ruffles out of it. So you can see one of my stamps just there. And I really like stamping lace to give it more of a gothic kind of tattered look. I love the way it looks so much. I'm using this stall body on a piece of rice paper to draft the outlines that I need and set the center point of the dress bodice. So I have the general outline of the doll, and we can see from the seam allowance that the thickness is about 1/2 inch on each side. So we'll just extend each by 1/2 inch and we'll be ready to go. All right, I have the skirt pieces drafted, and I think it's going to work quite nicely. And the bodice pieces ready to go. I really don't use seam allowances with something this small. I just use chalk lines and add seam allowances as I go when I'm cutting out fabric. The dress pieces are complete and ready for use. Now I'm ready to make a mock-up and try it on to make sure all of the fabrics will fit correctly. All right, so the mock-up is complete. There it is. It mostly fits, but it'll have to come in just a little bit here, which is why we create this. I really like the way that it's fitting everywhere though. And it's gonna be lovely. And when I put the leg in, it comes to about the right place on the leg that I wanted. All right, look at that. It's gonna be awesome. The topmost skirt is a circle skirt, so I'm relying on the pre-gathered ruffles in the lace to gather around the waist and form the body of the skirt. This will give the skirt top its fullness. I'm trying out the gathered fabric on it to make sure that it's gonna work and that I have enough length. I'm really happy with the way the fullness is, and I'm excited to put it together and finish the dress. Here you can see I have the stabilizing fabric pieces underneath the shear points, and I'm stitched them together, and I'm gonna cut them out as one piece and sew them up as pieces just like this, layered up, and it makes the most amazing effect. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I'm very excited about this. All right, you can see that I have all of the pieces ready to go. I've got the skirt and the top skirt, the bodice pieces, and the flounce that'll go underneath it all to fluff up the skirt, and all I have to do is put it together. Here's the doll, and she's all put together. The bodice looks beautiful. Here you see I've looked at the peyote stitch that I have in a book, and I will be using these beads here to brick stitch a choker and some very beautiful wristbands out of them. here we have the beaded décolletage that finishes off the bodice piece nicely. I'm wanting to add into it with that key I was talking about before, and this is the smallest one, and I think it's going to work very well. I'm going to add a couple of beads and a small jump ring, and we'll get it happening. Okay. This concludes part 1. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. In part 2, we'll be looking at painting the doll pieces and finishing her off and doing the wigging and final look. Thank you.